Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik.
Eric.
What's up, dude? How you been?
I've been all right.
How you living?
I'm living hard.
I'm
living hard. If we had a producer, we would put some very patriotic, addressing the nation type music on in the background. The state of the podcast is you can follow us on Instagram at REC Podcast. Mm-hmm. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast.
And you can follow me now if you want.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Gulag.
Gulag_J_Wielden.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why he did that. Like, why it wouldn't be Icarus REC or whatever, but that's fine. That's your journey.
Gulag, baby.
That's your.
If you're into record reviews or weird pictures, I'm your guy.
Yep. You can also check us out. Back on the scene.
Yes.
Back on the scene.
We're not being lazy, kids.
No, we have been very busy.
Oh yeah.
The basement, the studio area, the bones are done. Yes. All right. We still have some road to go.
Yeah.
But we can start working in there, start getting the studio set up, start getting my collection set up.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are going to enjoy that once it's ready. But we have not been doing the show as much. We did talk about that on Instagram, so hopefully you guys are following us there. And hopefully we don't lose many of you. As you can tell, my voice is still very it's messed up, guys.
Yeah.
I might have done something for real, but we're gonna
breathing in all that toxic dust.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Doing man's work. I'd like to point out Eric was there with me every step of the way, and his voice is fine. So I don't know what's up.
It's a gift.
And a curse.
It's a curse, really. Everybody has to hear me.
Yeah.
Curse.
Eric,
yes,
you watched a movie.
I did. Yeah, real quick. We did.
Let's stretch. Let's use this as a stretch, okay?
I did,
you watched a movie.
I did. I went and saw Birds of Prey.
Ooh.
I know this is a bit dated.
Yeah.
It did come out, last week?
Like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And real quick, very entertaining movie. Go watch it, please. Honestly, It's very entertaining. It's the female Deadpool.
Okay.
Legit. There's some inconsistency there. You didn't need to call it Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
That was very, I'm not even going to say secondary.
Yeah.
Tertiary.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's a good Harley Quinn movie. It's got a lot of cool jokes in there. It's everything you want in Harley Quinn. Honestly, I really wish they would have just did Harley and Ivy. Yeah. That would have made more sense.
Yeah. Because I'm going to counter.
Yes.
I'm going to be the Eric Downer that he usually is. And I watched it and I don't like it.
Oh, you watched it?
Yep.
You didn't care for it?
Nope, I did not.
Okay.
They did what DC do.
Okay.
And spoilers, kids. They made a movie with characters they didn't need to. They have Cassandra Cain in there. Cassandra Cain, for the comic book fans.
Uninitiated.
Yeah, yeah, that does pertain here as well. Is one of the more interesting Batgirls in my opinion. She's a mute, and she was raised in this silent monastery. She was dropped off there, so because her mom is Lady Shiva.
That's right.
And her dad is this other hitman guy, something Kane.
Pimp Kane.
Pimp Daddy Kane. That's right. Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane. So she communicates through movement. So she's a muscle mimic.
Oh, okay.
So that's how she figures out who Bruce Wayne is, who Batman is, because they move the same. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
That's awesome. So they made her
the dumpy sidekick. The dumpy sidekick that does none of those things, right?
Literally dumpy.
Yeah.
That's her whole plot point. If you think about that.
Yeah, it is not. It was not good. They have a hyena in there. They only have one.
Yeah, that bothered me.
And I'm fine. Okay, maybe it costs too much to CGI 2 hyenas.
Sure.
But Eric, what are the hyenas' names in the comics? Do you know?
Lou.
Well, that's one. Yes.
And I don't know the other one.
Bud. So the hyena has to be Bud or Lou, right?
Sure, you think so.
Yeah, you think, no. Spoilers, his name is Bruce. That's stupid.
Bruce.
Yeah. It's just there's no thought for the future. Rosie Perez actually does a decent job as Montoya. Yep. But Rosie Perez is super old in terms of the character's not in her 50s.
No.
And then later on, there's a really cool story where Renee Montoya takes on the mantle of this very excellent character, which you need to really get into, is The Question. Vic Sage. Vic Sage is very interesting.
That's awesome, dude.
Great detective. And he's the blueprint that they made Rorschach for.
Right.
From the Charlton Comics buyout and this and that. So yeah, they have all these great characters. Ewan McGregor's fine.
I thought his take on it was interesting. I thought he did a good job. I just don't think he was necessarily Black Mask.
No.
Black Mask is very stoic, right? Very calculated. He's not crazy like that, is he?
He's crazy and calculated, which is interesting because he could be completely the boss and then he can lose his stuff.
Okay.
I like it.
Fair enough. I thought he did great, though. And it's crazy because I really loved Huntress's story. That should have been the movie. Mm-hmm. How cool is that origin? Yeah. And we get her like in a side blurb, not even a blurb really.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer.
And I just didn't like her. I didn't like her attitude, and I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
All right.
I think she's an awesome actress.
Sure.
She's your every actor. She's like a Rachel McAdams.
Or your Colby Smulders.
Your Colby Smulders. I think Colby Smulders is more interesting than those two actually. But it's probably because she's Maria Hill, and I love that. You know.
I thought it was entertaining. I thought some of the jokes were great. Yeah. And it was just entertaining. Yeah. I thought it was very entertaining. It's not breaking any ground, which I think it could have.
It could have.
This could have.
It should have.
It should have.
It underperformed crazy. It opened up at 33 million, which was
yeah.
And then second week 17.5 million. Meanwhile, Sonic opens up in its first weekend at 57 million in 3 days, and then it ends up like around 75 million in 4 days for the weekend.
Gee, so we're gonna have to say goodbye to Harley Quinn.
Oh, I think we might have to. And you say that, but then James Gunn releases some photos from the set of Suicide Squad 2.
Oh yeah,
and Harley looks really cool, you know. So
maybe this is what we need. We just need something to steer the ship in the right direction.
Yes.
James Gunn's the man.
He is the man. He is the man. So maybe he'll get her. Maybe he'll get her right. And I think Margot Robbie is fine. Yeah. Robbie. But I don't like the looks that they're giving her. You know, her shirt just says Harley Quinn. Right. The whole time until the end. It's just like, I don't know. Like, at least give me the red and black of some kind. Sure. At least give me that.
Yeah, just like a version of that costume.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give it a nice 2.5 out of 5.
Okay, that's better than I thought.
Because it was entertaining. I was thoroughly entertained. Were you not entertained?
I was. You know what? For me, what becomes distracting is when you're changing a lot of things and then they aren't working. Right. And it's too much to pay attention to. Sure. You know, it's one thing to change something with having Bucky be the Winter Soldier. Right. That makes sense and it works. Yeah, definitely. You know? But I don't know. I feel like they didn't get Huntress's character. I completely forgot about Black Canary.
You're right.
She's completely
one sonic scream.
Yeah, her one sonic scream. I get more sonic screams in 42 minutes of Arrow.
Very true.
You know?
Yes.
And it was the same effect. It was literally like not anything different. It was like, oh, why didn't I just watch Arrow? I would have got at least 3 sonic screams.
Oh my god! It was, I really only liked it for one scene. Yeah. And it was the cocaine scene. Sure. I was dying. I was laughing really hard at that. That was funny. I mean, come on, that's hilarious. And then Black Betty kicks in. Yeah. She starts fighting, and come on. That was odd. I wanted more of those scenes.
I feel like they were timid about it being rated R. Because I didn't know it was until it came out. Right. I didn't know it was until it came out. And then it felt like we're really trying to be Deadpool, but just falling short because the characters were
because they didn't go all the way with the R. They were just like, oh, okay, it's R. We can cuss a little bit more. Yeah. You know, they didn't take the humor as far as I thought they would. Yeah. You know, being it Harley Quinn, I thought it'd be a little more deranged. Right.
And I thought that the premise of like, being the Joker broke up and now I am no longer protected by the Joker. Right. That's cool.
That is cool.
That is cool. But if Jared Leto's in it, it saves the movie for me.
Really?
Yep. I wanted Jared Leto to show up so bad. And it just didn't happen. And I know. And the dude's sandwiched between 2 Oscar-winning Jokers. That's tough. That's tough.
That's a sandwich I want to be in the middle of.
No, I mean, everybody does, you know?
I think they call that the Lucky Pierre.
Oh, God. Why did that sound worse than it should have? So, yeah, I'd give it a 1 or a half star. Oof. Yeah, not something that I wanted. Because there's no... Okay, here's your movie. Yeah. Harley Quinn's your villain. You make Harley Quinn the villain of the movie. You have You have Huntress and Black Canary and Barbara Gordon.
Boom.
You do your Birds of Prey, and then you can have Cyanus hires Harley to hunt down Bartolone, Huntress.
Yeah.
You have him hunt her down, and then her friends kind of show up, and then you have your girl power moment at the end where she doesn't like. Harley's like, you know what? I don't need to work for you.
Yeah.
And then they kind of beat on Roman Sionis, and they just kind of leave on like even terms.
Yeah, so I felt like they wasted him.
Yeah, completely wasted.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Obviously. Spoilers.
2, 1.
I mean, they kill him off.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a cool character. I thought they could have done way more with.
Like I said, DC has no foresight. They have no, they made this and we're never going to make another one of these.
It's like they knew.
They know, yeah. We're never going to make another Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And I felt bad. Well, I just want Mary Elizabeth Winstead to just come over to Marvel.
They come to the side.
She's she has Ramona Flowers, so she's got a special place in my heart.
True.
Eric, just ridiculous, and I don't want to get into it again. But in kind of social media workings, there's always some trendy thing going on. It feels like every week, at least a couple times a year, there's some major thing. And this week's has been 10 films to know me.
Yeah.
Hashtag 10 films to know me. So I asked Eric when he got in, because Eric is the gulag, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But he's not paying attention to that stuff.
Nope.
So, Eric.
Yes, sir.
You're on a date.
Yeah.
Or you're stranded on an island.
Uh-huh.
You're whatever.
Yeah.
You need to choose 10 films to get for me to get to know you.
Okay.
For some girl to get to know you.
Sure. Or some fella.
Or some lucky fella. Do you think this is going to be difficult for you?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Do you want to go back and forth? Do you want to go...
Oh, let's go back and forth.
I don't have a list in my head already.
I don't either.
So, why don't you...
have one.
I do have one.
Okay.
I do have a movie.
I kind of... It's one of these things that I think we both kind of do all the time in our head anyway. I'll go first.
Go for it.
And these will be in no particular order, but this is my all-time favorite movie, Taxi Driver. My all-time favorite movie. I've probably watched it 70 times.
Wow. I've definitely watched some movies close, but...
Yeah, I've seen it. I remember watching it for the first time when I was 21 and being so blown away by it.
Really? That old?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was aware of the pop culture, you're talking to me. Yeah. I was aware of the movie, but didn't actually see it until somebody recommended it to me, you'd really like this movie.
Yeah.
And then I went to Target after work, grabbed it, took it home, and I watched it 2 times.
Yeah.
The same night. And it was just something about it resonated with me. I don't know. Travis Bickle, being 21, still trying to figure out your place in the world, and kind of identifying with Travis Bickle on some levels. And then you get the ultimate anti-hero in this movie.
Yeah.
I think a lot of stuff is kind of pulled from Travis Bickle. Yeah. All the way to Joker now.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, are you talking about the Joker?
Yeah.
Because that's the character.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much,
that's
dude.
A pickle.
That's a pickle. This pickle we have ourselves in here. But, that's going to be my first one. I had to give one movie to somebody to start off with. But here's Taxi Driver. And I feel like watching that, they would probably understand me a little bit more. Or a lot of the boxes would be checked. Yeah. They'd be like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like I thought you had watched that movie really young, so so that actually changes my perception of it now. I think one of the movies that sums me up is Chasing Amy.
Oh,
I think Chasing Amy is it's one of those movies where I saw it at the right time.
Right.
I was probably 16 or 17, and a teenage boy in a serious high school relationship, and the movie being very much about these people in their mid-20s and just going through stuff that I was not particularly the same thing, but just the premise of Chasing Amy is not being able to get past your significant other's love past.
Right.
Who cares what happened in the past?
But we all do.
On some level for sure, but and it's ruined relationships. Yeah. And I had been around and stuff like that had ruined relationships for me.
Oh, I know.
And it was just being...
it's the insecurities.
Yeah, oh yeah. So it was cool to see a movie that I didn't know why I was feeling this way about somebody, and it was everybody goes through
Everybody
this.
does.
I thought it was such a good narrative on, not being able to get past BS. So for me, like, that's just something that Chasing Amy just really spoke to me. It's something that I think people should watch. And even now, if you're older, like...
Especially if you're older.
Yeah, because I think it has a better impact when you're younger. But you could be like, if you are chasing Amy, the idea of the movie is that Silent Bob, Kevin Smith, had a girlfriend who he couldn't get past her stuff.
Yep.
And he kind of gives this story of not being able to do that and losing this girl. Her name was Amy.
Yep. And
by the time he realized that wasn't able to get past his own insecurities, she had already moved on.
Yeah.
So ever since then, he's been chasing Amy.
Right.
And it's just, I did not expect the name of the movie to come from that story.
Sure. From having a good little twist to it.
From having Silent Bob give us this like story of woe.
Yeah, and it was so prophetic.
Yeah.
That story.
Yes.
And it just really solidifies Kevin Smith as a writer.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Tarantino for a minute there were the kings of dialogue.
Yeah. Oh,
straight up.
Completely.
And
I throw Joss in there too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I love the whole point of the movie. For me, it sums it up is if you can't get over someone's past, you won't see the future.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to me because, like I said, we've all been there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely that's a good one. That's a really good choice, man.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with my second choice. You probably know.
Clockwork Orange.
Boom!
Gross.
Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. I think everyone's gonna be seeing a theme here with my movies. Tortured artiste Alex DeLarge. He's not necessarily an artist, but he appreciates art.
Yeah.
And I saw the movie again, probably around the same time I saw Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
About 21, 22.
Yeah.
Again, aware of the references, but not actually have seen it. Watching it and being still, again, using this phrase, blown away by it, because this movie came out in the 70s. It still didn't feel dated.
No.
It's like a parallel world that existed in the future in a different dimension, but it's still oddly 70s.
Yeah.
It's very strange. And for me, that's Kubrick's best movie. Just the way he the way it's shot, the way it's acted, every frame is a painting for me. And, again, it's telling the story of a youth who he thinks he's too smart to be in this world, so he's going to act out. And, of course, he gets captured by the police for, murdering somebody. And they send him to this prison. And in lieu of prison, somebody offers him a way out. They say, hey, we want you to undergo this experimental procedure. You go through it, you're free. So basically, goes through the procedure, takes away his free will.
Yeah.
He can no longer hurt people, things like that. So, goes to the movie. I don't want to give away the end, but basically, the gist of the movie is you can't change anybody 100%. And you just can't. That's what the whole point of the book or the name of the movie, A Clockwork Orange, is trying to make something organic mechanical. It just doesn't work. So, I think taking a piece of that was just, and again, playing it to myself was really awesome. And then reading the book.
Yeah.
Book is completely different than the movie, honestly. The beats are there, but it's a lot different. So that's my second choice. Go watch it, kids. It's amazing. Go watch it.
Oh man, these movies are tough, but I think that I think Tombstone's in there for me.
Woo!
And Tombstone was one of those ones that I found late.
Yeah.
I was probably probably about the same time, actually 17.
Sure.
And you and AJ had already loved this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys put me on it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And, I like the camaraderie of it. I love a great revenge tale. I am a sucker for revenge. And I think it's, I think it tells a really good story of trying to being a good man, but trying not to have to do anything about it. There's stuff going on in the West. It's, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, probably one of my favorite performances ever as Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. It's got, the brothers, the friendship, the doing what's right, the not knowing what to do with love, or not knowing what to do with what you have.
Sure.
And it's just a lot of great motifs, and I think that it's a really solid movie, and it's something that I go to multiple times a year.
I probably watch it once a year at least. I mean, I don't care if it's not historically accurate.
No.
For me, it's entertainment.
If I want history, I'll watch a documentary.
Boom. Yeah, and it's great. I mean, everyone in that cast hits a home run.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, Booth Powers.
Yeah.
Come on, Curly Bill.
Powers Booth?
Powers Booth?
Powers Booth, yeah.
Is that who
I think it's Powers Booth.
Oh, I was looking at the name of the phone book. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, like everything about that movie is great. Again,
Stephen Lang.
Oh God, yeah. The guy who played Lowell from Wings.
Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church. Michael Bean.
Oh yeah.
As Ringo. Jesus.
Oh man.
Yeah, great movie. I think it's a good. I think it's just a good movie, and the family and the friend aspect.
That's
of
what
it
I was saying. He's bringing it back to camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's the camaraderie that makes it for me, because you can, you got those groups, you got your friends that you're like, yeah, I'd do that with you.
Yeah.
I'd go kill a bunch of people for you, man.
Yeah. You Richard Slugs.
Yeah.
Give me another one, Eric. Give me another one.
Good choice. You know what, man? I might be stealing one of yours.
Go for it.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. That would have been my next one.
Okay, so we're gonna agree on 4.
Yeah, we'll just agree on it. Yeah,
so,
Pulp Fiction's there. Pulp Fiction taught me how to enjoy a story.
Okay.
Taught me because it was a new way to do it.
Yeah,
It was the first time It was the first time that I had not seen a story linear as a film.
Right.
That I remember.
Oh, for sure.
That was the first time where I was like, oh, this is weird. And I remember the quote about from Tarantino. I'm not telling a story in flashback, and I'm paraphrasing. I'm telling it in the way I want you to have the information.
That's awesome.
He's
That's
not.
really
Yeah,
cool.
and I again paraphrasing, but that was what he said, and it was the first time that I really realized that because we were young, and the reason Eric had watched it. Eric watched a lot of these movies before me. But he likes the male rape scene. He thinks it's very funny. I remember, because we were young then, because we had to be in maybe 5th or 6th grade.
You were 9 or 10 when that came out.
And then you were like, dude, let me show you, because you kept playing that song that happens when the GIMP is out.
Yeah, Comanche. That's
Jesus.
The name of the song.
Oh yeah. And knowing what the Comanches did to other Indians, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Tarantino working on levels.
And yeah, it was
horrifying.
It was horrifying. I was like, dude, what is this? And then it took me, and then I didn't even watch the whole movie that day. It probably took me another year or two to actually watch the whole movie.
Then, it's in context. Still horrifying.
Still terrible, but awesome. But great monologues in there. Tarantino's the Bonnie situation is one of my favorite chapters of the entire thing. Because I love the wolf.
Oh yeah.
Great characters, great dialogue, doing a lot with a little.
Yes.
Having these long camera walks, and then having a stationary camera in a diner. And I love that stuff being told, like I said, in different ways. I love how, because if I'm remembering correctly, we get the diner set up 3 times.
Yes. And
that's just awesome.
It's crazy how he was able to do this, and just the amount of effort it took to piece. I felt bad for the editor.
Yeah.
Sally Minka, I believe is her name. She's no longer with us. She used to edit all his movies, but man, editing that movie must have been a pain.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. But again, everything to your point, I'm checking off. It's perfect, man. It's almost a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, it's got the quirky humor that basically we all know Tarantino for.
Yeah.
We get all his little Tarantinoisms, his red apple cigarettes.
Yes.
His love for old school TV.
Kung fu movies.
Yeah, kung fu movies. It's again, it's just a great movie. Solid cast. Everyone slays it in that movie, but standout is Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, Jules is probably my favorite character in that movie.
The path of the righteous man, And I love how it's not the exact quote from the Bible either.
No, of course not. It's probably in the Bible in that universe.
Yeah.
But not ours. But I loved it, man. I probably, again, seen that movie double digits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's one that this is essentially turning into our island movie list. With the 10 movies that if you could only take 10 with you, this is kind of where I'm at.
Well, we can relate it to us because this is what got me into independent film.
Yes.
This is what got me loving independent movies. Was like, wow, you can do this on a shoestring budget?
Yeah.
You just have to have good writing.
Yeah.
And decent actors.
Yes.
And Tarantino showed you, you get both those things and boom.
Yeah.
I mean, his directing style is great. It's fine. You could tell he was trying to find his legs in that. But I think he found his style with that. He's like, okay, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
you watch Reservoir Dogs, great movie.
Yes.
But then you watch Pulp Fiction and it's leaps and bounds better.
Yeah, it's like the kid who freshman year was 5'2", and then over the summer comes back 6 foot.
Totally.
You know, and you're like, oh, you got a haircut too. Like you're putting it on. Like the leap from Reservoir Dogs to Pulp Fiction is huge.
It's great.
It's light years.
Oh, totally.
It's hard to because that's the second film, right? It's Pulp.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So that's our mutual 4. All right, give me a 5. I'll give you a 5. I'll go a 5. Dumb and Dumber.
Hey.
Because, I mean, I still laugh at farts, man. You know, like you know, my lowbrow humor isn't very much anymore, but I can put in Dumb and Dumber, and everything still makes me laugh.
That's great.
It's one of the few things that still makes me laugh after all this time. The movie's 20-something years old.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's funny that you know the setups, you know the jokes, but they still make you laugh. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's coming from a nostalgic standpoint?
It's definitely coming from that.
Triggering something in your head.
Because I bet you if I saw a movie like that now for the first time, I wouldn't like it as much.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right.
You know, I don't like Super Troopers that much. You know, like right. my type of comedy isn't as lowbrow. I do like some lowbrow things,
sure.
But it was so lowbrow. It was smart.
Yeah.
You
Again,
know,
right age for us, 10.
Yeah.
10.
What's the soup du jour? Oh, it's the soup of the day. He's like, that sounds good. I'll have that. You know, like that's such a smart joke, and it's so stupid. You know, like,
oh my god.
So that movie is, you know, if you want to know me, I can be as serious as what's happening in Pulp Fiction, and then as silly as Dumb and Dumber. As two guys, you know, trying to eat the hottest wings we can eat. You know, like it hits me still.
There you go,
it hits
man.
me still.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I will counter your comedy with not my favorite comedy, but one of my favorite comedies, In Bruges.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Requiem for a Dream.
That is very funny. Very funny. I mean, the last 5 minutes, gut buster.
Oh yeah, real gut buster, into butt buster.
Oh
if you haven't watched it. Sorry, go ahead. In Bruges.
In Bruges, Colin Farrell. Arguably, when he's his star's starting to wane a bit, 2006.
Yeah.
But so I think that's why they were able to get him for this movie. But nails it. Plays a underexperienced hitman, and I don't want to give too much away, honestly, because I want people to watch this movie. But if you want to get what my style of humor is now as an adult, this is it to a T.
Yeah.
This is it. It's just dark humor for the sake of dark. But it's also got an underlying sad story to it where the characters actually evolve in the movie.
Yeah.
And you start feeling for these characters. So, it's definitely something to check out as far as if you want a different type of comedy, watch In Bruges. It's just, there's so many messed up jokes in there. I mean, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite scenes real quick. Colin Farrell and a little person, and Colin Farrell's not sidekick, but his partner are, they're hiding out in Bruges and they're doing cocaine with a little person. And it turns out the little person is racist. And that doesn't sit well with the hitman. So they're trying to leave, but they want to take the drugs with them. And the little person is not having it. So Colin Farrell ends up taking the drugs and karate chopping the little person in the neck.
Yeah.
And running out of the room.
Oh, I love it.
It was when you're not expecting it, it just hits you. But that's definitely my
dude. I've watched
comedy.
I've watched In Bruges and I don't remember it very much.
Oh really?
Yeah,
oh, God, you watch it.
I think
it's
I will.
So crazy.
I think I will. Ever since I had kids, I have lots of black spots in my memory. A lot of dark spots, I'm trying to think, man. What's another one that because 10 is difficult. I would say that Dark Knight used to be on there, but it's not anymore.
Oh, I think we can do an episode about how it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get back to it. We've talked about it a lot, but we may have to focus on it.
Yeah.
I think Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh. Good choice, man.
Shawshank Redemption is another revenge tale.
Yeah.
But the revenge is on just like life in general,
right.
Just like on imprisonment, on again a good guy in a bad situation, right. And the friends he makes, the camaraderie he makes. Yep. So that's my motif.
I love the not losing hope aspect.
I do too.
That's what I take away.
What they can't take away from you.
Yes.
Just
like holding the music in your head, they can never take that away from you.
Yeah.
And it's not. Yeah, people are in prison for a reason, but you can't all the way condemn somebody.
Yeah.
For the most part. There's people in prison that, you can condemn them all you want.
Yeah.
But there's redemption there. You know what I mean? And especially with somebody who isn't supposed to be there. Getting treated like that. Mm-hmm. And having to use his, intelligence to get above the system. Yeah. And I just love the payoff. Yeah. How he's just puts everything together at the end and just kind of sets everybody up.
Yeah, the dominoes that topple are so strong. And and I love the recap aspect of it. I love everybody getting what they deserve.
Yes.
I love it. Our characters that we're focusing on, everybody getting what they deserve.
Oh, definitely.
Because that rarely ever happens. And you can argue against spoilers. You can argue that the warden, he gets out easy.
But in his religion, suicide is punishable by hell.
Yeah, but also stealing and lying and all that stuff too.
Oh yeah, so he's going to go there. But he just went to hell fast.
I love Clancy Brown when he's getting taken away, and you see it on his face.
Just that fear.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Because back then, now they don't put cops in Gen Pop.
No.
They put back then they don't care.
He going down.
Yeah, it's great movie. Andy Dufresne's such a likable character.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of those movies, it's rare, stuff like Shawshank and Casino and Goodfellas that really do, you feel like you're in prison for 10, 15 years. But it doesn't feel slow, it just, you feel time.
Oh yeah, big time.
But in a way that you can enjoy it, not like, oh my God, this movie's end. Yeah.
And they got the claustrophobia aspect of it.
Yes, very good. Yeah, all of the camera shots from inside the cell looking out.
Yeah.
It was great to get that point of view.
Oh my God, what's crazy is like I have a theory about the ending.
Go for it.
And I actually tell it to people and they don't buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember when Red it's at the very end when he's on the bus and he's talking about seeing the Pacific for the first time, meeting Andy again. I don't think that actually happened.
Yeah.
I think it's in his head, and that's him describing it. I hope the Pacific is blue as it is in my dreams.
Yeah.
I hope to see my friend and hug him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just him manifesting it in his head. That's what he hopes is going to happen. It plays into the aspect of hope. Mm-hmm. This is what he hopes is going to happen when he gets to Mexico.
Had they cut back to him and not run the credits with them like embracing each other on the beach, I would totally agree with you.
But here's the thing. What beach is not going to have a bunch of people on it? It's just those two.
Dude, he's trying to hang out and say Wataneo, man. All right?
Come on, man. It's right next to Cabo Wabo.
Yeah, but this is before it got all Haggard, okay? There's no party in there. This is the 60s. 70s.
There's lots of partying.
Yeah, but not white people in Mexico. I don't really know.
I'm just thinking. I think it's a cool little way to think about.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
I accept your reality, but I reject it.
More like Red's reality.
Yeah.
Not for an old crook like me.
Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, it's a great line again. Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman.
Amazing.
That the top of their I don't think either of them got an Oscar, and I don't know who won that year. I'm afraid to even look.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I think it was Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
For Forrest Gump.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think that's who it was. Yeah. But good choice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's another one I still watch.
One of my
once a year. That's another one-a-year flick I watch, man. I have a battle in my head right now because I don't want to pick the same director. So I've got to narrow down one Fincher movie. I'm going to have to go with Seven.
Seven, ooh.
It was between Fight Club and Seven. Don't get me wrong, love Fight Club. Love it to death, love the book.
I like Seven better.
Yeah, me too.
I like Seven better.
Seven was my introduction to Fincher.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
and,
mine too.
I think this relates to me because when people watch, they're like, oh, you like Seven? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's basically, if you haven't seen Seven, come on, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You've seen it.
It's gross.
I mean, still arguably some of the most disturbing imagery I've ever seen in cinema. That's hands down, man. Like, I'm trying to think of something that stacks up with
something that stacks up that isn't cheap.
Right. And it doesn't feel like it's theatrical.
It doesn't feel like Saw.
It's so grimy, and just the way they shot the city, and I mean, just the religious aspect of like, is what John Doe doing right in the eyes of a higher power?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, it is. He's doing the Lord's work. Yeah. So we can't be punishing him with laws of man. If you think about it, there's a lot of cool questions this movie.
But asks. Whatever you hold true on earth, I'll hold true in heaven.
Boom.
Seriously, so the laws of man do still pertain here.
Right.
Dude, 7 it was definitely when I was kicking around. But the thing is, excuse me, I don't get, like, I'm not happy after I watch 7, and for the most part, I want to be happy or reflective, but it is still one of the most disturbing movies I've seen, and again, so well acted. Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt and Kevin Spacey.
Just gets his 10 minutes of screen time and kills it.
Just kills it.
Like, it's insane how creepy and calm he is.
Yeah.
Just doesn't raise his... I mean, he gets a little perturbed in the car.
Yeah.
But this man... I believe he was a serial killer.
A woman! Yeah, the guy is unhinged. He's going to have a little bit of outburst, you know?
Exactly. I mean, it just... That movie is one of the first movies that, you watch a movie and it sticks with you. Agreed. It's stuck in my... It's still sticking with me.
Great, and it's got some 9 Inch Nails remix, right?
It has the remix for Closer that opens the movie when he's scrapbooking.
So good.
So, of course I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
But, just a great movie. If you want, again... You walk away from it feeling dirty or sad.
Bummed, just generally bummed.
See, I take the last quote of the movie from Morgan Freeman. You know, he quotes Hemingway. Yeah. He says, "I think the world is a fine place and worth fighting for." Yeah. I agree with the second part. Like it's. Because you can tell he's not going to retire. Yeah. It's such a okay.
I'll be around.
He's not giving up.
Yeah.
You know, he's not, because his character was giving into apathy. Mm-hmm. And you could tell it shook him so hard. He's like, I can't give up.
Yeah.
This world is too messed up for me to just walk away. Yeah. So that's what I take from it, is a man's journey through all of this, and he's not going to give into apathy. He's going to be like, okay, I'm going to ride this out and keep fighting for good. Yeah. So I think that's where I take kind of the good aspect. Yeah, it makes me sad. It's terrible, but it's definitely a good movie. And if you haven't watched it, folks, there's something wrong with you.
There's too many bad people in this world. You know, you gotta be good sometimes.
You gotta have a Morgan Freeman beat.
Yeah, man. I mean, Morgan Freeman is well deserved of several spots on our list here.
Oh, for sure.
Man, I felt like this was easier, at one point in my life.
Sure.
And
there are more movies.
There's just more movies. Yeah, you're right.
I'm surprised you haven't named a Marvel movie yet.
I'm trying to think of the one that's like, I want you to know. And I'm going to do it right now. And I got to say, it's Avengers Endgame.
I was waiting for it.
Endgame, Endgame, because if you watch Endgame, you have to watch all of them. So this is me cheating and picking 22 movies.
Again, this is movies to get to know you by.
Yes. So we have the fallout of Civil War in here with the opening and Cap and Tony, Tony calling him a liar and all that stuff. So we have that established relationship that breaks. We have them, healing separately, right, but still, he says, I find resentment toxic.
Yes.
And he we have friends coming back together, brothers coming back together.
Big time.
And I like the idea of getting the band back together.
Yes.
Yes. It has the superpowers, it has the loss, again, more camaraderie, and it's a moving comic book.
Yes. But don't forget the fathers and children aspects.
Fathers and daughters, especially.
Yeah.
It's got so much, I am Scott Lang, I am Tony Stark.
You are Thanos.
I am Thanos, all of those things. I will sacrifice them for the good of the universe, but I'm not going to be happy about it, okay?
See?
Yeah, take no pleasure in this. And then, I go cook on my planet. See?
Right.
I identify with a lot that's going on here.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's such a amazing payoff. I can't say enough good about it. We've had entire episodes about it, so I won't drag on. But Avengers Endgame, if you want to know me, you got to know the squad.
You know,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Is like, you've had fallouts with friends.
Yeah.
We've had friends fall. We could even say me and you've had falling outs. But having, you being maybe that Tony in the situation and being like, hey man, resentment is toxic.
Yeah.
We gotta fix this.
Yeah.
And just being able to identify with that part of it and be like, sometimes friendship or even brotherhood is just, you can't break it.
Yeah.
You can fracture it, it'll heal though.
Yeah.
You can't snap it completely. And sometimes you need to get it back together for the universe.
Yeah,
the sake of the universe, baby.
Man. For the future. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna try to keep that my only comic book one. We'll see what happens.
Dang,
we'll see what happens.
Yeesh. That's gonna be hard, man. Again, going against two movies. So I'm gonna go with this one first.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with and you're gonna laugh because you hate this movie.
Yeah.
Don't hate it necessarily.
I hate a lot of the movies you like.
Very true. I'm going with There Will Be Blood.
I don't hate the movie. I just
Find it boring.
Yeah, it's boring. And don't get me wrong, the acting's amazing, but you and a friend of the show, Casey Duke, love There Will Be Blood.
Really? Maybe me and him could watch it sometime.
Yeah, man. I'm sure we'll get you a key to his house, I'm sure, check in on it.
Yeah, just make sure he's tucked in.
Yeah, tucked in at night,
Yeah, he's going to make sure. There Will Be Blood, just Daniel Day-Lewis, it's his best role in my opinion. Daniel Plainview is...
You like him better than the Butcher, huh?
Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's don't get me wrong. I love Gangs of New York, love Bill the Butcher, but Daniel Plainview is... He's not necessarily a bad person. He's just driven by competition, and we all maybe have felt a bit like, I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
And he just figured it out earlier.
Yeah.
I think we all maybe give in too much to people. We give too much of ourselves to people.
Yeah.
And they just find it like a buffet to just take and take from you. And Plainview is just like, hey, I'm doing this for me. I'm in this for me. I mean, he adopts a kid to pose as his son to help him with his oil sales.
Yeah.
I mean, it's diabolical. But the thing is, you reap what you sow. You live that kind of life, you're going to end up alone.
Yeah.
And people are not going to like you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play into the revenge aspect of it, because there's revenge aspects to the movie. But again, it all comes down to letting greed in and maybe appreciating having a little bit of greed to drive you.
Yeah.
But don't take it too far and don't murder a preacher in your bowling alley.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Yeah. But if you're old, you can probably get away with it.
Yeah, sure.
Old and rich.
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson, just great directing. Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead does the score, so I love the score to that movie.
How dare you not talk about Paul Dano? All right.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I love Mr. Paul Dano. He has 2 roles.
Yeah, Elijah, and I don't remember the other ones.
Eli.
Yep. Well, yeah, Elijah, and then what's he?
Paul. It's Paul.
Oh, okay.
Paul and
I
Eli.
didn't realize one of them was actually called Paul.
Yeah, Paul
Jesus.
and Eli, and then Daniel.
Yeah.
But,
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, plays twins, and interesting little story. I guess they had a different actor to play the other brother, and I guess he just couldn't work with Daniel Day-Lewis. It's just too intense for him.
Whoa. I thought that he wasn't playing twins. I thought that was like...
Oh, no.
That Eli was both of those people.
Oh, no. They're twins. Paul comes to Daniel and tells him about the oil there. And he just said, hey, give me $500 and I'll be on my way. And then he's like, hey, if I go up there and there's no oil there, I'm going to find you and I'm not going to take just my money back.
Yeah.
So he goes there and then he finds Eli, who's the preacher.
See, I thought that he was, man, I'm not going to watch it again. But that's what I took it as, that there were not 2 of them.
Oh, no. They're twins. Yeah, they're
All right.
twins.
Well, I missed it, guys. I missed it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I wanted too much. I wanted more from it.
You wanted more Dano.
Yeah.
Even though he's so off-putting.
God, I was talking to Cam. I was talking to Cam about that the other day. That I was like, because I was showing him the Batman stuff, and I was like, yeah, Paul Dano. I think he's hard to look at, man. And I brought up his picture. He's like, I can see it. I can see it.
He's got no chin.
Suicide Kings.
Hey,
Underrated film. A bunch of friends who do something stupid for the right reasons. Do something wrong for the right reasons.
I'm seeing a theme
in the
movies.
Yeah. Path to hell paved in gold, And
friendship.
And friendship, right? But
just what you wouldn't do for your bros.
Exactly, yeah.
Seriously. That's what this movie is. I mean, yeah, it's got a who's who of cast. Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Dennis Leary. Jay Moore.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Yeah. The guy who was in
the guy
Big Bang Theory.
The guy who played Elliot in E.T. Yeah. If you've not watched Suicide Kings, a lot of people haven't.
They haven't.
It is a fantastic movie. It takes place basically in a room, which I love that type of stuff. And these guys, they kidnap a mobster because one of the friends' sister gets kidnapped for his gambling indiscretions.
Right.
And these kidnappers have his sister, and they don't have the money to pay him, and so they send him a finger, and they say that they're going to keep taking stuff from him until they get paid. So they kidnap this mob boss, who's Christopher Walken, and basically they're like, anything that happens to her happens to you. So we have Christopher Walken's right-hand man, Dennis Leary, going out there and rattling some cages.
Just to find Christopher Walken.
Just to find Christopher Walken, but then he also sends him to find what's going on with the sister.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spoil it because it is that good.
The ending is it's a twist you don't see coming.
It's a great twist.
Seriously. And just the acting in there. I mean, this movie has jokes in there when you don't think there's going to be jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a movie me, you, and AJ probably quoted all through high school.
Yeah. What's your favorite line in the movie?
Oh my God. You're lucky I don't let Lano do what he'd like to do.
And he's like, F nay. My favorite line is they have a wiener guy in the group.
Yeah,
Ira, played by the guy from Big Bang Theory and from Roseanne, whatever, Michael Gesicki. I don't remember his name. And he's a super wiener, but they're using his dad's country club house to commit this crime. And Jay Moore has a gun. And he's like, dude, they're like, you can't have a gun in here, man. He's like, it could go off. And he goes, Ira could get laid. It's such a high probability of it not happening. It's a great line. It's a great line.
You know what's cool about that movie, though? There's a scene in that movie that doesn't belong there. It's when Dennis Leary goes up to talk to that waitress, and the dad is being abusive.
Oh, yeah.
And he sits down and has that talk to him.
Yeah.
It's just oddly too dramatic, but it's amazing.
But it's great.
It's so Dennis Leary actually being I think he's just a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, but they're wow, that's Oscar caliber acting right there for me.
I don't even want to look to see who won an Oscar that year because Leary should have been at least given a nom. But yeah, it's funny. It's intense.
Yeah.
It's whodunit, and I love it.
Oh yeah, good movie, man. Good
Thank you.
Choice,
Thank
man.
you.
Good choice. What are we on? Do you know when we're on?
We are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be your seventh
movie here. I'm gonna have to go with The Big Lebowski.
When I said cut off a finger and I looked at you, I was like, how have you not said Big Lebo yet?
It's coming.
All right.
Yeah, come on, folks. Most of you have seen this movie. Don't need to get into. There's really no plot to this movie. Even the main plot peters out in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
The rug.
Yeah.
This movie has no resolution.
Really tied the room together, man.
It did.
Yeah.
Just quotable movie. Just good performances. Again, probably playing more to my style of humor as an adult because I didn't like it as a kid.
Yeah.
Did not like this movie. Didn't care for it. But then grew up a little bit and I'm like, oh, it's just absurd. Makes no sense.
We watched. Do you remember the first time we watched it together for the first time?
Yeah, we did.
96 or 97.
It was actually 98 because it came out in 97.
Okay.
And we got it on video.
Yeah, and because we watched it on New Year's.
Yes, we did.
My dad took us to we had a New Year's. We were in 7th, 8th grade. Yeah. So he was like, you guys can stay up, do your thing. Yeah. We'll go rent a bunch of movies. We'll get a bunch of snacks.
Yep. Oh, it's fun.
And we watched Big Lebowski because we wanted to rent something. We wanted to watch something that adults would watch.
Yeah, totally.
And we liked Walter a lot.
Oh yeah.
But we weren't blown away by it. But then I think AJ kind of made it what it is.
Exactly. He's like, rewatch it. It's hilarious. I remember watching it for the first time and we always did the "shut the f up, Donnie."
Yeah,
that's what we always quoted.
Yeah.
But now we quote that whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
we talked about it so much, and my wife watched it and loved it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she doesn't rewatch a lot of movies.
Right.
I think she's probably seen it 2 or 3 times,
Sure.
but she likes it. She actually like
awesome,
she's like, oh, I see why you guys like this, which is great because if you didn't like it, it wouldn't shock me.
Sure.
And we haven't talked about it, but did you know that they're doing that spinoff?
Yes.
Jesus Rolls comes out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, with Totoro.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm excited for that, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Nice. I like that. Big Lebo.
Yeah. Don't need to talk too much about it. It's just amazing. Again, just want to get an idea for my humor.
Yeah.
Watch that.
I'm gonna do a huge turn,
Ooh.
and Disney's A Goofy Movie.
Wow.
A Goofy Movie is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Didn't see that coming.
Me and Echo watch it all the time. My oldest. Yeah, like it's great. She absolutely loves it. I love it, and I had liked the Goof Troop cartoon, and then the movie comes out, and it was loosely based off Goof Troop. It was like same universe, but then they changed the voice for Max.
Yeah.
Because they needed somebody who could kind of sing.
Sure.
And great father-son road tripping, lying to your parents, or to impress a girl, and then your dad helping you out.
Yeah.
When he finds out the truth.
Totally.
Father and son growing apart to come together.
Right.
It's
okay? So is it the aspect of the child-father relationship?
Yeah, completely.
That's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just that part of it. They want to impress a girl. It spoke to when I saw it again. Saw it at the right time.
Yeah. Was it? And again, like probably something you wouldn't have picked 10 years ago.
No, would not have picked it 10 years ago.
And it's funny to me because it's like, wow, man, like, how can this Disney movie with Goofy invoke all these emotions?
It just does.
I've seen it.
So good. Oh, it's so good.
I watched it with her.
My wife got me a shirt like last Christmas.
Oh yeah, with
Powerline. Yeah, it's got a good soundtrack.
It does. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you get to see Goofy the way he parents Max, and then you see the way Pete's dad, or Pete parents PJ.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
apples and orangutans.
You have PJ having the awesome RV and having all the cool tech,
right?
And
but no connection.
But no connection with his dad.
And again, it's cool that the singer's name's Powerline.
Yeah.
Well, I just put that together.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. So I don't think it's underrated, but if you haven't watched it in a long time, it's still good.
It's funny
still good
because I get it now.
Yeah,
because I've watched it with your daughter numerous times.
Yeah,
the same day.
Yeah,
and it's I get the connection, man. It's really cool.
Yeah,
it's totally. I don't even fault you for saying that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
It's a good movie, and I think that it sums up. I think it helps you get to know me.
Sure.
I think all of these movies,
as a
father, as a friend.
Sure.
As somebody who loves revenge.
Getting that one. Revenge.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. You're probably waiting for this one. Blade Runner. Yeah. Ridley Scott, masterpiece, neo-noir masterpiece, beautifully directed. Just the sense of feeling mortality in that movie. Burning bright, burning out fast.
Yeah.
Wanting more life. Trying to accept that you're going to die soon.
Yeah.
And it's presented in a weird, strange, futuristic Los Angeles that actually we've already passed the time frame when that movie was supposed to take place. Yeah. And just the way it's shot is beautiful. Harrison Ford plays the perfect burnout detective. He's a Blade Runner. He retires replicants. Replicants are these genetically modified humans who do forced labor. And thing is, they're super strong, super fast to do the labor, but they die in 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So it burns through them. And just that, honestly, what makes it for me is like the way it's shot, the performances, but it's the tears and rain speech that Rutger Hauer gives at the end.
Yeah.
I've never seen it for the first time.
Rutger Hauer's my favorite part of the movie. He's so
Roy
good.
Batty is amazing. And actually don't get brought to tears often, but I was shedding a couple.
Yeah.
Not in rain though.
Yeah.
But it was just beautifully just put together. And crazy thing is that tears and rain speech, off the top of his head.
Yeah. Wow.
They had an idea for something to say, and he came up with that off the top of his head. And then you could even say, like, the long shot they have of Harrison Ford, like, he's crying because he didn't expect it. And it's just a genuine reaction from Harrison Ford.
Nice.
So it's cool when you get little moments like that, man. And just, again, if you want to get a sense for how I view life is, it's not long.
Yeah.
Even our 75 years is a blip.
Yeah.
It's nothing in the
Yeah.
scheme of things. So it's like, got to make the most of it, I guess. You know,
The thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
So yeah, I mean, you probably saw that one coming.
I did.
You're not a fan of it, are you?
I knew for sure Blade Runner, Taxi Driver, and Clockwork Orange, and Big Lebowski. I knew for sure those. I watched Blade Runner really late.
Okay.
So like it didn't have any magic for me.
Sure.
And I feel it's long and it's boring.
Fair enough. Did
But
you like 2049?
2049 is long and boring, but I think Batista steals the show in the first 20 minutes. You know.
Honestly, he was pretty awesome.
He was like he delivered such a good performance. I was like, I want to see Batista.
I mean, you've never seen a miracle.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
the way he delivers it hits you, man.
Yeah, like you believe what he's saying.
Yeah.
And this came from a wrestler, David. You know. So yeah, it was but you know, both I hold them both in the same esteem.
Oh, for sure.
I'm glad that I watched them. I will never watch either of them again.
Fair enough.
I know that. Yeah.
Fair enough, man. Was that 8? 9.
Let's see what you're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 for you.
Okay.
So this will be 9 for me.
Okay.
Serenity.
Oh, good choice.
Serenity.
Good choice, man.
Misfit friends doing something wrong to do something right.
It was either that or Guardians, right?
Yeah, but this speaks more to me than Guardians does. And it's it's Joss Whedon. And I actually watched Serenity before I watched Firefly.
Really?
Yes. So I was like, I have to go watch this show.
Oh yeah.
And I'm one of the few that like the movie better than the show, but the show's still brilliant for being 13 episodes. I love Mal. I think Malcolm Reynolds is one of the best on-screen captains of all time.
That was great.
He's super relatable. Joss Whedon I believe he's an atheist, and and Joss always puts in a counter to his argument.
Right. Which is
so you have Shepherd Book, and it's a great story, and Mal just this misfit team trying to stay out of this future where the government, the alliance is this, the big bad, it's the Empire.
You're right.
Yeah,
totally.
It's a cowboy movie in space. It's cowboy Star Wars,
Yeah.
And this ragtag team of people just trying to stay out of the alliance's way, but also do a little dirt.
Sure.
Make a little coin.
You gotta survive.
Yeah, just trying to survive while the alliance is making it hard.
Right.
They're a dysfunctional family, and they bring people on that they didn't know, and that become part of family.
The strays.
I look after me and mine, and that don't include you unless I say so.
That's you to a T.
Malcolm.
That's you.
Mal is just one of the best characters. Jane is the lovable lunk. Wash is the guy who can diffuse a situation, but is like, hey guys, like, we have to consider our options.
Right.
Kaylee is she still has a twinkle in her eye.
Right.
The doctor and River, like the Tams, the brother watching out for the younger sister. Oh. And oh my God,
Joss is just
and I'm forgetting the female, the other female, Zoe. It's just the entire cast, like every one of them fits. Like if you pull one of them off the boat, it doesn't work as well.
Right. It's that weird balancing act of everyone bringing a little bit of themselves and just keeping it, just like real friendships.
Yes. Yeah.
Everyone's got that little something everyone's got that one thing in common that anchors them, but then they have their little quirks that kind of just keep it all balanced.
Yeah.
It keeps everyone on their toes.
They're a family. And there's the family you're born with and the family you choose, and these guys are the family that they chose, and it's so good. Yeah, I think the movie's good. It's got a little bit of martial arts.
Oh,
It's got a good space fight. It's got some regular gun. It's swashbuckling.
Seriously. It's space pirates, baby.
It hits all those notes for me. So
it's Joss.
And it's Joss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great dialogue in there.
Oh yeah.
Chiwetel Ejiofor's believer character as the antagonist is so good. Just like this evil guy that'll do whatever it takes to make sure the Alliance gets what it needs,
right.
even if he's got to kill kids.
Sure.
The great line where he's like, if I have to, I'll kill kids if I have to.
Right.
And then Mal's like, where do you live in this world? He's like, whoa, Mal, I can't live there. I'm a monster.
Right.
Like I'm making it for them. For the people who can live there.
See, again, Joss writing from an angle where you can kind of get where this guy's coming from.
Yeah.
Like normally you write a person like that and you're like, okay, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
But now there's shades of gray.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's again brilliant. Freaking brilliant. Man.
So Serenity. It's on that list for me.
Okay, you know what? Again, a lot of these movies for us probably interchangeable.
Yeah, there's going to be some fluidity. The list will change. I'm sure we'll do something a year or two down the road.
Sure, but my number 9 is going to be Nightcrawler, 2014's Nightcrawler.
Wow.
Jake Gyllenhaal starring in it, and Dan Gilroy directing. For me, this was the modern day Taxi Driver, not Joker. 2020, which is a straight ripoff.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like the movie. Great homage. But 2014's Nightcrawler is just about Jake Gyllenhaal plays a wayward guy named Lou. Doesn't really have anything going. He just robs people. Just a scumbag, basically. Yeah. Wants to become a stringer, which are basically people who go around and film crimes, sell it to news organizations. And you get a feel for what this job's like. And it's dirty work. It's just probably... You wouldn't want to do this job unless you had that disconnect from people.
Yeah.
And he has this awesome line in the movie where someone tells him, hey, you know what your problem is, Lou, is you don't understand people. That's your problem. So later on in the movie, he says back to this guy, he's like, it's not that I don't understand people. It's that I don't like them. And it just sums up his character so much. Like, I don't like people, so I can disconnect and make money off misery.
Yeah.
And it's the way he does it, it's not like it's malicious.
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't have that connection. So it's almost like he's born for this job.
Yeah.
And again, plays to your revenge aspect.
Mm-hmm.
There's a revenge plot. Bill Paxton plays another rival stringer.
Yeah.
He kills it in that movie, by the way. He's awesome. But again, it's just about somebody who maybe, in a way, doesn't fit into the world, but finds a way to fit himself in there.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'm clearly odd and don't belong in certain situations, but I can still make a go of this and make something out of myself.
Yeah.
Because he wins in the end.
Yeah.
This is clearly a movie where the bad guy wins.
Wow.
He's a villain through and through. I mean, people will argue, say he's an anti-hero. No, he's straight up a villain. And he wins. And you feel good that he won. So it kind of turns the whole aspect of hero-villain play on its head.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie, shot really well. Shocked Jake Gyllenhaal didn't get a nod for this movie. Like, he looks emaciated. He looks like a coyote.
Huh.
It's like he's out there in the fields of Los Angeles scavenging and just trying to fight for what's his. And it's just a good movie. I love it. Check it out. It's one of those under the radar movies. You know what I mean? Did you see it?
No.
You never saw Nightcrawler?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Didn't know it was one of your favorites either.
Oh, big time. I mean, again, these lists are interchangeable. It's just something I've, probably watched recently.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it when it came out, loved it, but I think it's something that popped in recently. It's like, oh man, I forgot how good this was,
Coming up on big number 10.
Yeah. Oh, I got my number 10. I'm excited.
I got mine.
I'm so excited.
And I think you'll agree.
Mm-hmm.
That Thing You Do.
Man.
Yeah, That Thing You Do.
I think the audience is noticing the counterbalance between our picks.
Yes, and probably why the show works.
Exactly, yes, for sure.
Again, group of friends.
Yep.
Making music.
Yeah.
One of them being more self-centered and making it more about him.
Sure.
And, you have the lovable guy, the lovable idiot, the guy who's just part of the group, the Donnie of the group, the bass player. Yeah. He's just there. Like, he doesn't even have a name in the movie.
Nope. He's the bass player.
It's Ethan Embry is the actor.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's Yeah, it's great. Tom Hanks steals the show every time he's on screen.
Yeah. He's so awesome.
I like that kind of like smooth, higher than a car salesman kind of. But man, yeah, he's such an interesting character. Even though he doesn't care, he does give a little bit of advice for Guy, and it's
because Guy's the passionate one.
Yeah. Yes.
Guy has the passion to play music. It's
Jimmy's a talent.
Yes, he's the talent. he's the one. Oh, he's the smart one.
Yeah. Guy's the smart one.
He's the smart one. Yeah. He's the one that plays because he loves playing.
Yes.
And then you got Jimmy.
Yeah.
Is he the self-centered one? The talent, quote unquote. And then you got I always forget the actor's name.
Well, Steve Zahn is the actor.
Steve Zahn's the actor. He plays the goofball guitar player. Just loves being in a band. Yeah. He's just the guy that's I'm in a band.
Yeah, I'm a rock star.
I'm a rock star. Yeah.
See, I always identify with Guy because I played the drums, but I never wanted to be a rock star. No. I just want to play the drums. Yeah. I just want to be in a band.
Oh yeah. And then again, in movie's cool if you've been in a band.
Yeah.
You can actually see what it's like to kind of be in a band.
Yeah.
And see how songs change on a whim.
Yeah.
Like that movie, the song was a ballad.
Yeah.
And then boom, Guy busts in there with that like 2-time.
It's too fast. It's too fast.
But it's not. It's perfect. Yeah. And that's how songs evolve. You're not someone who writes the bones, but then you got to get someone who's got the heart, the muscle. Like that's why it's a band.
That was what made me want to play the drums.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I know it. Oh, I remember.
Like that was the movie. I was like, oh, like this is a cool song and it's easy, but when you play it, it sounds hard.
No, totally.
So it was such a good movie. Liv Tyler, I love a love story too.
Oh, totally.
There's
that sad breakup scene between her and
Jimmy.
Yeah, just like I've wasted thousands and thousands of kisses on you. Like
shame on me for kissing you with my eyes so tight. Oh, it's like it's daggers.
Yeah, like seriously, I was thinking that too. Just like switchbleed right in the heart.
Yeah, it's so good.
Rough, but again, just great. Good choice.
Yeah,
Very good
that
choice,
thing you do,
bro.
is
up
there.
Soundtrack.
Oh god,
we all loved it.
Yeah, it's so good. Like every song is good.
Yeah,
even kind of like the jokey, like the other people on the Plato label. There's the Mr. Downtown. Yeah, I mean, dude, I like that song, man. I'm not bumping it, but if it was like I've heard it in stores.
Oh, really?
Like at a Nordstrom or something. I was like, oh, yes,
totally,
Mr.
Man.
Downtown.
My favorite scene is when they're doing the radio interview.
Yeah.
Like your favorite band is like the Chantrellines.
Yeah.
Like, Captain Geek.
The Strip Shack Shooters. Oh my god!
And then just Tom Hanks' look. He's like, really, man?
Oh my god, guys! If you've not seen that thing, you do. I'm going to watch it real soon. Okay,
check it do as well, man.
Check it out. All right, give me your 10 burger.
All right, man.
10 bomb.
And probably something that wouldn't have made the list up until maybe a couple years ago. It's Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine. I like the movie.
Oh yeah, you have seen it.
Yes, I have. I like the movie. It's terribly sad and does not make me feel good about anything.
Again, perspective.
So, I mean, I get why you like it that much. I get why it's on your list.
Right.
God, it's almost looking like if I look at your list, the Big Lebowski's The Odd Man Out, and then the second best uplifting movie is Seven. It's been Bruges, but you know what I mean.
No, for sure. I mean, it's written by Charlie Kaufman, directed by Michel Gondry, and Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet play this couple.
Yeah.
And they're on the outs. And again, it's one of those movies that you don't get it in order. Mm-hmm. Basically, there's a treatment that happens in the movie where you can go to it and they erase your memory of that person. So you don't have to feel the heartache. Mm-hmm. And it asks a lot of questions. And honestly, just having gone through some stuff in the last few years, is it really worth losing those memories to save yourself the pain of having to relive happy memories or relive bad memories with that person? Because it's all coming from the same place. It's the time you spent with that person. And no matter how you end things with somebody, you've got to appreciate that person wanted that time with you.
Yeah.
And you should never want to erase that.
Yeah.
As painful as it is, that's going to teach you something.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't end on a bad note. They actually end up back together Or you could also argue that this has happened a few times.
I like that. That was the one aspect of the movie that I really liked. That they keep trying to erase each other, but they keep finding each other, and I love that.
Me too.
I love that meaning of it. I just wish those two kids could figure it out.
Oh,
you know,
me too. Trust me.
It hits a
little too close to home, and having something, whatever. But I wrote a letter to somebody I'm no longer with, and this was our movie.
Yeah.
And it was the last letter I ever gave her, and then I wrote at the end of it, "Meet me in Montauk."
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bittersweet, like, not goodbye, but
I'll see you later.
See you later.
See you next lifetime. You know, Erykah Badu putting down the poetic insight there. You know, I think the movie is all of your movies are hands down worth watches, and 6 of them I'll never watch again. You know what I mean? Like, sure. I'm glad that I watched There Will Be Blood. I'm glad I've seen Clockwork Orange because like you were saying, I understood the references more than I understood the films.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it was nice to kind of flesh those out. Yes, get all the context, know what's going on, and decide for myself what I like and what I don't. I think it's funny that our only real crossover was Pulp Fiction.
Sure. Which is perfect because that's sort of like if me and you wrote a movie, that's what it would be.
The Venn diagram,
Like, no joke.
It
was almost in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, Big Lebo was a consideration for me. I'm sure Tombstone was in consideration for you.
I love it, dude.
Chasing Amy, I'm sure was in consideration. So,
what I got from this was, we all maybe watch movies for different reasons. You want to feel uplifted or just happy at the end of a movie.
Yeah.
I want to feel how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
If I want to feel bad, I just want to feel bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to feel worse to get better.
And I think
there's a catharsis there.
Yeah.
And
for me, I think in my movies too, like I want all of the emotions.
Sure.
Like I want to be happy, I want to be sad, and then I want to be happy again.
Right.
I want to be angry a little, but I want to get revenge.
Sure, there you go.
And for you, I think you want to see other people go through it, or this is worse than what I'm going through.
Maybe that.
You
identify
that cathartic
with
thing. Yeah,
you identify with loners. All mine are basically all isolated loners.
Yeah.
All main characters, basically.
Either isolated or they make themselves isolated, but
but they still do something with that isolation.
Yes.
Whether it's positive or negative, that's to be debated. But yeah, this was interesting.
This was
very interesting.
I liked the online aspect of it. And nobody really. Some people were explaining themselves. I liked being able to see the list, and especially people I follow on Instagram, people that I've bought comics from or sold comics to, and see what their lists are.
Totally.
Yeah, this one guy, all 10 of his movies I dislike.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, I don't like any of these.
Really?
Movies. Yeah.
Can you name one?
I can't. I can't remember what the list was, but I was like, Jesus. I think Clockwork Orange was on there.
Of course.
And Taxi Driver.
D-bag is going to have that on their list, i.e. me.
But I liked it when people weren't explaining it. And I thought we would reintroduce ourselves to the listeners today because we've been on something of a hiatus.
Yeah.
We're working hard. We're going to try to get back on schedule. We want to get you guys back to at least 2 shows a week.
Yeah.
And some more toy casts.
Oh yeah, we're missing those. And we'll be on video soon.
Yeah.
You get to see. Well, you can't see what I'm doing. But.
Yeah. You get to see that. You get to see that gorgeous mug and this pearly whites. You don't just have to see the hands on the toy cast for old Eric Icarus. That's been our show for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what we're doing, please hit the subscribe button. Leave us a like. Leave us a comment. # what are your 10 movies to know you?
Yeah.
10 movies to know me. However you kids are saying it today.
Yeah.
Eric, what are your final thoughts today, my friend?
Oh, man. I've watched most of these movies with you, but again, I still feel like I know you a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Me too. Especially, it's a tune-up for the old friendship.
Yeah, for sure.
We see each other so much anymore. It's like, like Chris Rock said, go get yourself kidnapped. Have something interesting happen to you. We had been working so hard on the basement. I actually haven't seen Eric in 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, that's a long stretch for me.
Yeah. And I got some.
It felt like weeks.
It felt like forever. So I missed you, buddy. I missed you.
Me too, bro. Yeah.
I learned through our building experience. There's some janky stuff, And I think, Eric, to sum up the night, no jank, no soul. Kids, thank you so much for listening. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
And we will see you sooner than later.